Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me right here in Solomon's Temple. I am Uncle Solomon, and it's good to be with you. It's been a few days. I was here and been traveling, so just got a little bit busy. But thank you. Thank you so much for sticking with me and also being here, watching the videos, creating conversations, and all of that. I really, really appreciate that. If you are here new, thank you so much. Please check out some of the videos we produce over time. I'm sure you're going to find something interesting. And I would like to encourage you to also subscribe to the channel. Yes, click on subscribe so you can always get updated version, updated videos that we get to create. But thank you so much. Yes, Apostles' arrest. This news have been out for about 2 weeks. But I was kind of like just beating my time before I say anything about it. You know, that's the arrest of Apostle David E. Taylor. He's an American guy. And trust me, this apostle is the template of the activities of charlatans and scammers and false prophets who are taking over the pulpit. He is, if you hear and get to know the despicable things that this guy, some of you guys who are not familiar with him, let me put this photo here. This guy has done. He's all blinged. This is a guy who has taken something that is supposed to be sacred and he turned it into a very corrupt and immoral state. Turn it into that. And trust me, there's a lot of so-called prophets and apostles and bishops who are operating like this guy, David Taylor. This guy first came to my attention a few years ago when I was reading some of the stories of people who have been a part of his ministry and coming out and saying stuff. Obviously, they try to shut them down, they threaten them, and they do a whole lot of stuff around them. So I've produced 1 or 2 videos around him if you go check it out. But then only until I met a lady in her 40s who was actually a part of this, who have lost so much money, who told me how they operate. It's more like they force you. He's like a dictator. This guy that you see is like a dictator. Use people. Accumulated so much wealth, about $50 million. That's his worth. But obviously, it's just a matter of time before such people get to be exposed. Over the years, people have been trying to expose them. They will threaten them, intimidate them, and all of that. Not until the FBI itself in the USA have been investigating him for years before they pounce on him. Now, this is the kind of house that this guy lives, right? This is a multi-million-dollar home. Unmarried, bringing in women up and down, living a lifestyle of a high-level immoral deeds. And he has armor bearers. So now he's been charged by the FBI for human trafficking, money laundering, forced labor. I'm saying this because you see, these guys, when they come over, there are so many of these apostles, so-called apostles, bishops, and prophets who are in the church who use the good nature of the church to their benefit. They abuse it. This is what was said by some of the guys who by the FBI after he was arrested. Taylor demanded that his armor bearers, all these armor bearers that you see around bishops and pastors, that's the problem. So he demanded that his armor bearers transport women from ministry houses. So they are ministry houses from airports and other locations to Taylor's location and ensure that the woman transported to Taylor, this is it, took Plan B emergency contraceptives. And this is another P. Diddy in church. This guy is definitely, he lived a lifestyle of baby oil and P. Diddy and drugs and everything you can think of. That they must have Plan B emergency contraceptives. And guys, I'm saying this, right? Not just because it is this guy. I'm saying this because there are a lot of apostles and prophets and pastors and bishops who are operating the same way. I'm not saying a few of them, I'm saying a lot of them. Maybe some of you are actually serving under some of these guys' ministry. The kind of life that they live behind the pulpit, behind the sin, forget it. There are lots of them. They will come out all dressed up nicely, and we totally forget that this guy is still human and they could do the most despicable things. The Hubert Angel, J. Israel, Passion Java. You know, there's like some American preachers, Nigerian preachers, Kenyan preachers, South African preachers who are doing the same thing. And you can see the kind of mansion, obviously, that he lives. You see what they said about what he did to them? Busted in a $50 million trafficking ring. Victims forced into slavery as donations funded cars, mansions, and luxury living. I tell people, you see all these guys that carry armor bearers that are living large? If you see a pastor or an apostle or bishop that is promoting the idea of living a luxury, lavish lifestyle, guys, stay away from them. A good leader who has wealth, a good prophet or pastor who has wealth, right? They wouldn't promoting their wealth. They would keep it. It's not that important to them. They'll keep it behind the scene. But you see all these guys dressing nicely, nice suit, smelling nice, nice haircut, blings all over. They're getting their victims ready because that's how they operate. That's how they operate. It's a sad thing that such so-called apostles have been operating for quite a while. That even after his victims came out to publicly say, this is what we've been through, people do not believe them. And even church and Christian leaders do not take them seriously until the FBI, until the government authorities now step in. How can we make sure we hold each other accountable? That's a problem that's going on in South Africa right now, where the CRL Commission is trying to say, no, guys, you need to self-regulate yourself. In Nigeria, there is even no such thing, no such conversation going on. Or in Kenya. Okay, we've seen Rwanda. Ezra is asking a good question here. He says, question, do we reject all the work done by him, like the worship songs? He sang some wonderful worship songs, but those worship songs are not of him. These are inspired by God. Some of them were not even inspired by God. Somebody who is not a Christian can write a great worship song if you give them a Bible, if you tell them what you want, because they are songwriters or they are singers. They can sing it very well. So do we reject his songs? Do we reject his... There's a guy called Ravi Zacharias who was a very great apologetics, wrote so many books and great speaker, traveled the world, and And then he passed on. After he passed on, there was a lot of stuff about him saying that he abused women. You know, major bookstores and everything pulled out his books and all of that. How do I listen to the music of somebody who has been abusing, trafficking women for years? That's not going to sit right with me. I'm not saying it's wrong not to listen to it. You can listen to it. But knowing this person, knowing what this most despicable things this person has done, guys, I don't know about you, but for me, no, cannot. Maybe if it was something different, but this guy's abusing women up and down, money laundering, taking money from people, and still writing songs. What does that tell you? That I don't need to be a good songwriter. I don't need to be following God. I don't need to be a good singer. There are great singers who would go from sleeping with women, they can go straight to the pulpit, or sleeping with men, they can go straight to the pulpit and sing. It has nothing to do with that. So guys, we must watch out for these guys who are bastardizing the church day in, day out. Have a great day.